Hey everyone, welcome back to Yals Truly. I'm Zach. No Simon today. Some people aren't as serious about their craft as others, I guess. But that's okay. We still have Brian and Kyle joining us about opening day, 2 days away. Your 2019 Cactus League champions played their final exhibition game yesterday versus the Storm Chasers, and we lost. Any concerns losing to a AAA team? I'll start with you, Brian. What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. I think we're probably going to lose 130 games, at least. No, I don't know. I mean, I know the starters started, I think, and they played, for a couple innings, and then after that it was basically like two AAA teams playing each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have that many concerns. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think we took it that serious. I mean, the last thing you want to do is get anyone hurt 3 days before the season starts.
Yeah,
I mean, it was... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel it's just for fun. Like, I don't think you can read into stuff like this too much. It always is a little embarrassing to lose to your AAA affiliate. But it could also be a testament to some of the guys we have in AAA that, are coming up the pipeline. I think they're a little better than maybe we thought. That's always something you can think about too. Maybe they overperformed.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly who played for Omaha versus who we played and all that.
I mean, Keller had a good outing, so that's always something you want to look at.
Yeah.
And I know that we wanted to play him in 2018, but it got called off because it was rainy and cold. And Dayton Moore was talking about wanting to do it again, and here we are. So interesting. I mean, it's good for the city of Omaha too. It was a sellout crowd, quite an attraction.
Tomorrow, maybe, or
had a couple of friends that went up and watched the game, and they enjoyed it. So it was just kind of a novelty thing, just for fun, I think.
Yeah, that was more for the fans in Omaha, honestly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we let them win on purpose.
Give them a little home field advantage.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can always get your tinfoil hat out for that one.
Well, didn't the Storm Chasers walk off? How they won?
It was an exciting finish.
I know they won by one run.
I literally turned the radio on. I turned the radio on right as they walked off. I was like, oh, that's fitting.
Let's hope we see that this year, but in our favor, not the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's get into the real season.
All
we
right.
faced the White Sox on Thursday. Pitching matchup, Brad Keller versus Rendon. What are you guys looking forward to?
It's always interesting. Ned always says, I wanted to really win that first one. So here we go. Keller, I really think, at first I was a little bit weary or whatever of his, him being the opening day starter. Duffy being injured, that's a whole other thing. But I think Keller, he's been pretty good in spring training. I think it's going to be a pitching duel. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a 2-1 finish. But the real question is, will we get the game in? Because we know the weather's supposed to be pretty inclement. Could be kind of a game where it starts and then there's a big delay and then, the pitchers have to sit down and cool off and then who knows. Keller might only pitch a couple innings where it rains, so you never know. So that'll be a huge factor in this game.
The last thing we would want is it to be a bullpen game.
Oof.
That's not going to be good in our favor.
Probably not. Now, I don't know as much about the White Sox pen this year, but, yeah.
Well, if there's some long delay, excuse me, that's going to bring in Kennedy if there's a chance he needs long relief, and that could get really ugly quickly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know what we're trying to do with Ian Kennedy, we did with Wade Davis, and people are thinking there'll be that kind of transition. I think that was honestly that was something that's going to be very hard to replicate. So we're giving him a shot, so we'll see what happens. I bet we will see Kennedy in that game. I'll almost guarantee you.
I would compare the Kennedy thing more to Chris Young or Luke Hochevar.
That's probably a more fitting comparison. I just don't think Wade Davis and Ian Kennedy will ever be in the same sentence in a good way.
Yeah. Well, isn't Zimmer's in the bullpen, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be, and he's been amazing this spring.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I feel like if we're throwing out Wade Davis comparisons, which isn't really, like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, probably valid or whatever, but, like, Zimmer's got, like, 3 top-notch pitches. So, I mean, he's been throwing, like, 95, 96 sometimes. Like, if you want a guy to come in that can get 3 outs with, like, 3 really good pitches, he would be the guy, I would think.
Yeah, this spring he only gave up 1 run in 12 innings. You know, spring training, you don't read too much into it, but at least he can pitch, and it's not, you know, he's not injured. There's no sign of injury.
He can stay healthy if his arm doesn't fall off.
Yeah.
Yet to be seen.
I know I think he's hit 97 this spring. I think his fastball's averaging 96. It's a very straight fastball. He's got a curveball, which is, I mean, man, that hook on that thing is nasty. It is a good curveball, but his changeup is also kind of, it doesn't have as much movement. You want more spin on the ball when you're doing that changeup, and I'm not seeing that. I think if he can develop that changeup a little bit more, he's an absolutely lethal finisher. So, right now he's good, but if he builds on that changeup, he'll be elite. He could be elite, of course, if he stays healthy.
Let's hope.
You said it's a bullpen game. I'm kind of, I mean, we don't want it to be a bullpen game, but we kind of do, just because it'll give us like a first insight on what our guys do in like real action. So we'll see guys like Hill, McCarthy, maybe Boxberger, Diekman, Zimmer, Kennedy, like any of those guys could come out. And I think they'll just give us like a really good idea of what we're dealing with.
If the game goes as planned with just Keller, I would say I think we win 10-5. I actually like our offense, and I'm expecting a pretty big scoring game on Thursday.
Yeah, and I heard some stat on the radio today, like Rodon's last 2 starts, maybe opening day starts, he's given up 4 home runs left-handed batters, I think. So maybe it could be in favor too. Maybe or Mondesi go deep.
Or Duda.
Yeah, what do you guys think about Duda coming back?
Oh man, I'm gonna be fiery on this one. I just don't get it. I literally don't get it. I'm not the only one.
Makes no sense.
I do not like Duda at all. I mean, if we're not going to be that good, which I think most people, that's the general consensus, then why not just throw Hearn at first and see what you got? I mean, I guess it's not bad to have like a backup like a guy like Duda, but I don't know. I don't really get it either.
It's just like, so Dayton Moore says he's building this team on, you know, good defense, speed, and youth, and then we sign Duda, which effectively cuts a guy's chance at proving himself. I just don't get it. He's not going to be good for the deadline, trading him. I mean, maybe he's got some kind of clubhouse presence we don't know about. That's the only thing I can think of, because, I mean, there's just no other real reason right now. You've got Schwindel, you got O'Hearn. They've been great this spring. They played last year. They were all right. They have good upside. It's just strange. I don't know.
Well, everyone's saying like spring training stats don't matter, but then you see what Goodwin did in spring training, and it seemed like it kind of mattered to Dayton, right? They sure got rid of him fast.
Yeah, they moved him out. I mean, he showed up to spring training in great shape, but the numbers really never matched up, and now he's gone. So, I mean, the Duda thing's at least, like I said, I think maybe just that clubhouse presence, something. Maybe they want to vet with the younger guys. But I'd rather win 60 games with our youth than win 62 games with Duda. It's just, the end result's going to be the same, virtually.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are the same, but I did hear a counterpoint.
And Duda strikes out at all. Go ahead.
I was say I heard a counterpoint that with the Duda thing that maybe this is kind of reaching, but they said that, Schwindel and O'Hearn aren't really the future of first base for the Royals. Everyone's big on Nick. And that is an argument, but I still would like to see those guys build on maybe some trade value if that is the case, instead of reducing their playing time a bit. What do you guys think of Duda? Do you think he'll stay with the team the whole year, or do you think he's going to be traded at the deadline?
I think we'll flip him again. If anyone wants him, yeah. Maybe for cash. That's probably all we can get.
I was thinking maybe a cash grab for him, but I just don't like that.
I just don't see what position he's going to play, because I think O'Hearn is going to stay at first. Obviously, they'll switch every now and then. Do you put him at DH and put Soler in right field? Maybe.
I think that's what they're going to be doing. I think this effectively is going to give Soler more time in right field, which some people want and some people don't. Some people actually say, it could increase Soler's risk of injury being in right, which we definitely don't need. Another thing with the Duda thing is that he gives us a little bit of power, of course, which we've lost with Salvi.
Yeah. That's probably why we made the move in a way, because the home runs would be way down.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it goes against Dayton Moore's philosophy of youth, speed, defense. We're not. I mean, every lineup needs power, but forging for this guy for a few home runs doesn't fit this team's kind of mantra, if you will. So it's puzzling to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, I could see Ned, the way he does it is, kind of doing, a platoon DH, Duda going against a right-handed starting pitcher and Soler left-handed, and then I don't know what after that.
Yeah, having a lefty bat like that isn't bad, but was it really necessary?
Yeah.
If we were in the NL, I would actually like that move, because you need a lot of pinch hitters, but I mean, it'll come in handy interleague play, but that's about it.
Yeah. So what do you guys think the lineup will be opening day?
Honestly, I have no clue. Cause now we're hearing Yost wants to put in Owings all the time. And what, is he gonna play second base and what's gonna go to the outfield? I doubt they'll do that the first game, but there's still too many uncertain things.
I don't know why Yost would do that. This literally doesn't make any damn sense to me at all. But
I don't know. Ned likes to release his lineups right before the game for whatever reason. It's just the way. It's kind of always been that way. The lineup, honestly, I could think of 7 or 8 different lineups, and I would believe them. So I honestly am not sure. Duda being in there, now he's going to be your power. So that's going to adjust things quite a bit. We talked about lineup a couple weeks ago in a previous pod, and, with the new developments, I'd say it's mostly unchanged, but Duda kind of shuffles things up a bit. And I think these first few games, you actually may see the lineup change around a bit. Different guys being rotated, moving guys, trying to, figure out where they fit.
Yeah.
We still don't even have a starter for Game 3 versus the White Sox. I think we're going to go with a 3-man rotation the first couple weeks with all the off days. Which, that's not bad. Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is there 3 games in a row, or are they playing 2 games and then there's a break and then there's the 3rd game of the series?
We're off on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are both 1 o'clock games.
Oh, that's stupid why they do that. I don't understand that.
Yeah, and then we're off again on Monday. It's the first 2 weeks is really crazy.
Those first 2 weeks, you always get that because of the weather. It's cold, we're still in, early April. It can still snow, as we saw last year, a couple of our games. It can still be below freezing. So they like to have those off days in there for cushion, but it really does throw things off. It's tough for guys to get into a good rhythm.
So who's pitching Game 2, Junis?
Yeah, Junis.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so who's going to start at catcher? Have they said that? Oh, Maldonado, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a main catcher.
So O'Hearn at first, Maldonado at catcher, Witt hopefully at second, Mondesi at short, Dozier third, we think.
Yeah.
And then Gordon in left, probably Soler in right, and then what was that?
Hamilton in center.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Probably the opening day lineup.
Now, what do you guys think about Soler and right? I know we talked about this before, but I've stated my opinion on it, that while his defense can be nauseating at times to watch, the paths to the ball are terrible. Great arm. What do you guys think?
Well, if he's going to take that next step as an everyday player, he's going to have to work on his defense. So, I guess might as well get him out there as much as you can. He has all the tools to be a good defender. He has a great arm. But he's just got to focus on catching the ball.
Yeah, he just needs to not try to make Alex Gordon diving plays. Just catch a routine pop-up and then keep the ball in front of him and, make smart throws. Hit your cutoff guy when you need to or try and gun someone out. But mainly catch the damn ball.
I think Will Soler, he tends to get excited out there in right field. I think maybe he'll try to make some big throws, some assists from the outfield. We might see some balls flying into the stands, trying to kind of prove himself a bit. Because he knows his playing time.
He's a strong guy.
Yeah, he's got a great arm. I mean, if he can kind of tunnel the excitement and focus on making a good throw, I mean, he'll be up there in assists in the league.
Yeah.
And the thing about right field is it's like in terms of outfield, it's your least difficult position in a lot of ways. Left, we got Gordon, so we're good. Hamilton, we have speed in center. So, yeah, he just needs to focus on making catches, hitting the cutoff guy, just not trying to make too much. That'll be a big thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, he should just stay by the foul pole because Hamilton's fast enough to cover half of his side.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about, batting order? Who you got leading off, going down the line?
I'm thinking Hamilton's probably going to be in that one spot. Just a feeling, that kind of speed. I mean, we'll see. That's my thought. And like I said, it could change up.
A lot of people have him at 9.
Yeah, that's another thought. 9 or 1. I feel like we'll see him at 1 a bit. Kind of see how he is as a leadoff guy. And then makes you wonder where Witt's going to land.
Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of got back and forth. Where do you guys think Witt's going to hit? I guess that's Witt, Mondesi, and Gordon are where, because I feel like Soler's probably going to be either that 4 or 5 spot.
Yeah.
I actually have Witt at number 2, Mondesi at 1, and Gordon batting 3rd. Gordon needs to stay in the top 2 or 3. That's just where he hits best at. I know his numbers don't show he should be a number 3 hitter, but it works.
I mean, look at his career at number 3. He's done pretty well.
Yeah.
Opposed to 7, 8, he hasn't done so well.
He's been good leading off, too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's decent leading off, but he's just not as fast as some of the other guys.
Yeah.
Witt's going to be an attractive guy at the top because his on-base percentage has been out of this world. It's been really good.
Mondesi, that's what I was thinking.
We'll have to see what happens with Mondesi if he can if he can translate from spring training to the regular season. If he can, then he'll routinely be at the top of that lineup. Like I said, I think Ned's probably going to shift things around a bit with the lineup. I think we're going to see some changes, just to kind of get a feel for where everyone's going to be at. So that's kind of why I was thinking Hamilton could maybe lead off. A number 9 would totally make sense too. Just great speed, get on base. Those are the big things. Basically the table setters.
Yeah.
Where do you guys have Duda at?
I would say 6,
Five-ish.
maybe. I don't know. You never know.
Six?
Maybe not 4 to 4,
Oh, yeah.
5, 6 area.
True, because now you have O'Hearn, Soler, and Duda. Those are the power hitters. Yeah, so probably 4, 5, 6.
I'm thinking O'Hearn 4, Soler 5, Duda 6. It's probably what we'll see.
And then Dozier 7?
Yeah, then Maldonado or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah. Maldonado.
Yeah, he probably hits 8th. Or maybe he'll be above Dozier, but
yeah, I'm thinking Maldonado will probably be 7, Dozier 8. I think, because Maldonado has an extension of power. He's not a great power hitter, but I honestly think he's going to hit more home runs than Dozier in a season.
Yeah, I would think so too.
I saw Dozier crush a home run the last spring training game. One of the last few.
He's got that power. There's no doubt about it. We just
nice.
haven't seen it at this level yet. While Maldonado is a bit more experienced, a bit vetted. And while we're talking about youth and speed defense, I don't know. We still have to have some veteran presence there. So he might be a little higher on the batting order to begin the season. And we'll see where the numbers shake out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Ned does.
Now, what do you guys think about our bullpen? Now, we talked about this a bit, too.
I don't know what to expect. I expect them to be not very good, actually, at all, but I hope I'm kind of surprised. It'll be interesting to see what, I think, kind of with the batting order, I think obviously Ned's probably just going to totally mess around with what he does to start off the season just to see who fits where the best and which situation and all that.
Yeah, he's already basically said that's what he's going to do.
Just pray that our top 3 starting pitchers can eat up innings, because if not, we're going to be in a world of hurt, I think.
Yeah, and I wonder about Duffy. I said a couple weeks ago that he wouldn't make it on opening day. Won't even be opening week or 2 weeks. That shoulder injury or whatever is still affecting him pretty bad. We don't know exactly what it is yet, I don't think. So that will play a huge part in how we go with our lineup, our pitching lineup there. Do you guys think Duffy makes it?
Mid-April or towards the end.
So you don't think
all the off days help us? I don't think it's a huge deal. He's really only staying in Arizona just to get his strength in his arm.
I was listening to the radio the other day, and they were talking to, what's the new Royals beat writer, or whatever guy, Rustin Dodd, or maybe no.
Oh, yeah.
610 Sports, actually their Royals guy, Cody Tapp, I think he took over for Josh Vernier. And he said he thinks that Duffy might not pitch till the beginning of May. I don't know if that's what you guys just said or not, but.
No, that's not true.
Zach said mid-April.
Oh, yeah.
I think
it's really not a big deal.
I'm thinking it's going to be an issue he's going to struggle with. I don't know if he'll be out for the season. I think he'll probably try to pitch through it. He'll come back. I'm a little worried there might be something under the hood there that, obviously he's getting opinions on it, but I don't think it's a minor thing. I think it'll continue to mess with him. We'll just have to see. Hopefully not, because we're not in a position to lose Duffy.
Oh, no. What's his injury again? I forgot. Was it a shoulder injury?
Shoulder, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of pitchers and injury, what are your guys' thoughts on Kyle Zimmer's spring training? Incredible. Do you guys think he's going to go through the whole season? Do you think he gets injured?
Here's if I was Ned, what I would do is just the first month, depending on the situation, I would literally bring him in for to face 3 batters. If he does great. If he, starts giving up hits, just take him out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I was reading about the stuff he did at Driveline, and they did this with Bauer of the Indians, and the stuff, I mean, the treatment they did there in the rehabilitation process was very interesting. He came in and he was only throwing like upper 50s on his fastball at very first. Now he's back up to 97. He's got that curveball that has that hook. If he can work on that changeup, he could be a closer for us actually come summertime. If he can prove himself to, one, stay healthy, and two, have good outings, he has the stuff to be a closer, and a damn good closer.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's because he's got those 3 good pitches. Well, 2 good. His changeup's decent. So, but if he can throw 95 and then have a nice changeup, man, he's going to be really hard to hit against.
Dangerous.
Well, it won't be that hard to beat out Peralta at closer, anyways.
Yeah, that's so true. He's walking way too many guys. Peralta, I don't see him on this team for much longer, really.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised we re-signed him.
I mean, last year was pretty good. He was averaging a little over 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. I mean, that's not too bad. So guys were missing what he was throwing. He's our 9th inning guy now, but I think it was kind of a flash in the pan. I think he'll unravel a bit. Well, of course, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't know. He's been having some control issues this spring, and if that translates into the season, it will not take long for him to be off this team.
Well, what are you guys predicting for Thursday? Do we win?
Me personally, I think it depends on the weather. Like, if we get lucky and like there's not any long delays, I think we got a good shot. But I think I don't know, if we have a couple long delays and then we have to start getting into the bullpen, I could see it going. I don't think we win.
I'm definitely on Brian's coattails here with that as well. I think if it becomes a bullpen game due to rain delays, what have you, White Sox have a huge advantage. But if they can play most or all the game with no weather delays, I think Keller is good enough that he'll probably get us 6 innings, 1 or 2 runs. And like, our offense isn't amazing, but I think it's good enough we can put up some runs against the counter pitcher. So I think we'll win if, in that case, probably like a 4-3 type of game. But if it becomes a rain delay kind of thing, it could quickly become an 8-2 kind of situation.
Well, the first 2 weeks we have like the White Sox, Twins, Detroit. So like I've been saying, if we're going to do anything or at least be decent, we have to get off to a good start, especially versus the shitty teams. Yeah,
we can't dig ourselves in a hole because it's hard to get out of, especially with our guys.
Yeah, as we get into June, we start facing some decent teams. You got Boston. That's not going to be easy. Going to Texas for 4. A couple of St. Louis, as we usually do. We're playing New York, LA. We do have to get off to a pretty good start if we want to make anything of this season, and it's against our division, so who better, in my opinion. That Twins series is going to be interesting there in April because, going up, Twins were not the best team last year. They could be a little better this year. Chicago might be more on our level. But then we go to at Detroit. Then you got to start wondering about weather. Again, early April in Detroit. A little cold.
Yeah, but Detroit's pretty awful, aren't they? Are they as bad as they were last year? I mean, I don't even know what they've done.
Their farm system, their farm in Detroit is not looking so hot.
Is it worse than ours? Well, I guess ours isn't as bad as it was, but it's still not very good.
I think Detroit had one of the worst farms last year. Not very many players that were in the top 100, if any. I can't even think. So Detroit, I think it's pivotal that we take 2 or 3 from Chicago and Detroit to start out. Maybe try to forge a split with Minnesota if we can. Because then we're facing Seattle and then Cleveland. Then head to Chicago, and then we go to New York for those 4 games for New York. That's going to be a tester for our guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hoping through the first 10 games we can kind of go around 6-4
Yep.
7-3, something like that.
I'd be perfectly happy with 6-4.
I would be very happy. I know with the Twins we're getting, in terms of pitching, I know we're getting Gibson on April 2nd there. Yeah.
That guy's so awful, but he just owns us.
He's had some pretty stellar performances against the Royals.
Yeah, he's
New Year.
Maybe not Tiger pitcher, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, pretty sure.
So this 3-man rotation will be very interesting going through the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
But it's a solid 3, and Keller, Junis, those two right there. That's tough to beat. It's just.
And then Lopez, right?
Yeah, Lopez, if he continues to build upon
what he. Is he the third guy?
I think he is the third guy.
Or is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
Homer.
He's in the mix. He's been.
Yeah, that's why it's undecided for Sunday. We don't know if it's going to be Homer Bailey or Jose Lopez.
I really hope it's Lopez.
Me too.
Bailey, I hope Bailey, we just kind of use him as that long relief guy at first. Kind of when we're down a lot, just kind of use him to eat innings. Because I think that's all he's really good for. I mean, maybe I'll be eating crow in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but I don't see a situation.
I think you will.
Happens. You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Bailey's motivated to have a good year so he can go wear some pinstripes next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, if he wasn't motivated the last couple of years, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Junis this year?
I'm really high on him. I think he's going to turn out to be better than Keller, in my opinion.
Ooh.
I like what I saw from him in spring training.
I like Junis, but I feel like he kind of has not as bad as Duffy, but sometimes, watching him last year, every now and then he had that kind of Duffy-esque, erratic pitching occasionally. He would look really good, and then one game he didn't look so hot, but he looked better than, more often than times he didn't look good, I think. And I think he has a lot of potential.
I think Junis is going to be that 4 ERA career guy. Nothing spectacular, but a solid 3-4 on an okay team. I think Keller will probably end up being the better one of the two. Junis will certainly be very serviceable. I'm thinking ERA of 4 this year. And he's got, some of the better movement on his breaking, balls. I just think Keller is, how old's Keller? Is he 22, 23? He's young.
He's 23, yeah.
23, yeah, he is. He's a couple of years younger than Junis, so maybe you wonder if maybe the experience, because Junis has pitched 2 years here. I think 100 innings his first year and about 175 last year. So he has the experience maybe over Keller. So that's one way I could see Junis being better, but I think Keller might have the better upside.
I like the pace that Junis plays with. He gets the ball and he throws it right away.
Yeah,
I'm sure the guys playing like that too. They don't have to stand around as long.
He does. I actually really enjoy watching him pitch as well. He gets that ball there quick. And you're right, the guy's kind of snappy. The guys at the plate got to be ready. He'll put it right in there. I do like that a lot about him.
Yeah, Junis does some good stuff. He doesn't really have overpowering stuff, I don't think, right? But he has some nasty pitches. If he can get to where he can locate it really good, then I think he could be pretty good.
I watched him last year against Minnesota. He went 4 innings and he looked decent, not bad at all. I think he only gave up an earned run that game, and I was there. Was it first base side, 9th, 10th row, I think, and just the break on his curve is, it's something to watch. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell from watching on TV. You're like, damn, the
even more
falls out of it.
Yeah, in person, it's nasty. So I say
it
for
looks
guy.
a lot more sharp in spring training than it did last year. That's why I'm pretty high on him.
He's got a good slider too, doesn't he?
Yeah, an excellent slider.
Yeah.
It's harder to tell. It was harder to tell from where I was sitting how good it looked, but right, on TV, you can see it.
Yeah.
So I did mention Bailey. Zach said he really thought Bailey'd be motivated. Do you think so too, Brian?
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I hope he is. I hope he has like some. Wants to come in and prove something, and get a new contract or whatever. I don't know what his contract is. I know it's not very, very big at all, so it's not like it sets us back or anything. But yeah, I hope so. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but hey, hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, the thing is that's kind of interesting is that all the Royals fans' expectations of what he'll do is already very low. So even if he fails, it's like, well, there you go. But if I mean, the ball's in his court, quite literally. If he can even do okay, that's a lot better than anyone thought. That's not a bad place to be. Not a lot of pressure. You just go out and pitch.
Well, yeah, and he's like one of those typical Dayton Moore kind of like reclamation things where he brings him in. If he doesn't do anything, it's not expected, but if he does great, then it makes Dayton Moore look like a genius. Well, I don't know about a genius, but it makes it look like he's smart. You know what I mean?
Well, now it's that time where we stop talking about it and we actually get to see it. Season starts, so.
Yeah.
Enough with all the guessing what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I got one more last question for you guys because I heard this on the radio today. Like, so say Mondesi goes out and just balls out this year. What do you guys think about them giving him like I don't want to say big time extension, but I could see just because he's so young and he's like a 5-tool guy where they might be tempted to just with the whole like environment in baseball with money and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've been giving young, good players. I'm going to go.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go on the other side and say I think I do like it. Because you're seeing teams these days give those younger guys these bigger extensions to kind of keep them. And I was pretty hard on him the last couple of years. He looked really shook at the plate. He was just overwhelmed. I mean, just 95 heat inside. I mean, not even close. But this spring training, I've seen kind of a new Mondesi, and I think he's starting to get more reps, more experience, and he has all the tools. He has the talent. He just has to realize it. And I think if he goes out and balls out, and I assume you mean ball out, you mean batting over 300 with like 20 plus home runs and a good on base percentage with.
Yeah, like 35 plus steals or something like that.
So you're talking about like a few WAR worth player. I'd be a fan of that.
Yeah, I think it depends on the money wise, I guess. And I guess the only other thing I'm kind of like gun shy about is like when Dayton Moore's done that in the recent past with players like say Duffy Salvi doesn't really bother me even though he's out for the season. He doesn't really have a great track record with that.
With Mondesi, he's just had such a down career. I just hope that he, with some new instilled confidence, that he does realize the potential he has, because it's absolutely there. All the scouts have seen it. We've seen it. Dayton Moore's seen it. Yost has seen it. And he is going to be, I think Mondesi is kind of going to be the core of that next team that we want to see make a run at another World Series. But you're right. The details will be very important. Now, when you mean by big deal, do you mean are we wasting a stupid amount of money over a long period of time, or are we giving him a nice bonus for now and then see what he does an additional year down the road?
Yeah, it remains to be seen, and I highly doubt that Glass will let Moore give out some huge contract, obviously. So
I think after the Gordon and the Kennedy ones, he's going to be a little bit more careful because he's definitely kind of starting to tarnish that legacy he's built here in Kansas City.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think the people that are hoping that Mondesi is going to be as good as Francisco Lindor for Draymond, because I don't see that.
Yeah, Lindor is a generational type player at his position. He's great. I don't think he's quite that good even at max potential, but I would say he's probably a half step under Lindor.
If he could be a half step under, that would be great for us.
Yeah, that would be excellent. Lindor's, I mean, at this rate, he's going to the Hall of Fame. I've loved him since he came with the Indians. I've watched him in the minor leagues could go up, and it was just phenomenal. You kind of saw, I mean, you could draw very close comparisons between Mondesi and Lindor, but the fact is Lindor kind of realized his potential quicker. And I think Mondesi still has similar potential, but obviously we haven't seen that at the big level yet. But I do not think he'll be better than Lindor. I don't even think he'll be as good as Lindor, but I think he'll be close.
Yeah, let's hope.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube at Yals Truly, Instagram, Facebook, all that. Season starts in 2 days. Go Royals.